Hello, everybody. Well, it's an absolute honor and a pleasure to be sitting here again.
Good to see you, Jarvis.
Good to see you
Good to
too.
see you.
I've got my earpieces falling off
First time
now.
for you to come here?
To COP?
Yes.
I've been to the last few COPs.
But in the UAE first time?
I've been
As
to
a visit.
Dubai 10 years ago.
Long
In fact, I met my wife for the first time in Dubai.
Really?
She was living in India. I was coming back from the Seychelles, and we met in Dubai.
So it has a romantic moment, huh?
So it's got a magical moment for me, yeah.
Amazing.
So here we have the great conscious leader, royalty, Sheikh Abdulaziz, known as the Green Sheikh. Should we start with that? Should we start with why are you called the Green Sheikh?
Many million questions asking the same question. So, green in the West, they know what green means, but they don't know what sheikh means. In our countries or in our East, they know sheikh, but they don't know what green means. So, a green sheikh is a person, human being from royal family who passionate of this planet. And passionate just not for fun, no. For a legacy, for future leaders, and for making really a difference. And I'm not just coming from a spoiled family, no. If you just see the acronym of Green Sheikh, G for global, R for rethink, E for enlightenment, other E for ethics. I'm very powerful with integrity and authenticity. Very put 3 lines under those. Many people talks, but they contradict what's actions. But for me, come share with me the action, then we will talk. It's a different. So I'm not politician, I'm not philosopher, I'm actionist. In a different way, different perspective. So then the last letter in green is N, network with people. I cannot do it myself, but I need people like you, Jarvis, like you. Always I call him Jarvison, but his name is Jarvis. You need the voice to go. By the way, the consciousness is the base, really, to move the awareness and understanding. That's level. But again, we have a lot of misunderstanding about people. So that's green. And Sheikh, why is Sheikh? Sheikh in our tradition is a leader, not for a show. Is a leader to serve his people, and to save the planet. Okay? So S for spiritual. How we can bring the strong faith into his foot, mind, and movement. Faith is not a shame. Faith is really powerful. If you have a strong faith and extraordinary efforts like this, believe me, you're going to create miracles. So this is S. Then coming after S, H. Humble, I'm really down to earth. I can talk to the poor people. I can go to the turtle, small ones, take them, take my children, my people, to protect them from something that could be harmed. Put them back to the ocean, back to the water. So we have responsibility. We are a masterpiece. What mean masterpiece? God gave you the mind, the most precious things you have to make your choice in life. So this is humble. Be humble to people. Be humble to the nature. Be connected. Then after H is E for environment. Environment does not belong to me. I belong to the environment. If you check my body, it's coming from the sand, from the clay, from this ground. Coming from the water. Our bodies have 71%. The planet have 71%. Same. How many lungs do we have in our bodies? 2. How many lungs on the planet? 2. The oceans and the forest. They produce oxygen, they absorb second or CO2, ثاني أكسيد الكربون, carbon dioxide. What about our veins? The same like streams and rivers. What about our mind? It's like the galaxy. It has a lot of cells, a lot of stars. I'm not talking about something beyond. This is what we have to understand who we are, the consciousness. Then after E is I, call it ihsan. In Arabic, ihsan means improvement. Always there's a room. We are not perfect. But with you, Jarvis, with you, with all of us collectively, we can be perfect. But I'm alone, I'm not perfect. Still, I have something missing. But with all of us collectively, we can make an action. And not just normal action, magnificent impact. That's improvement. We need to improve inside and outside. If you want to fix the planet, fix the man first. Fix the man first. Because the man here mean a male and female, both. That's a metaphor for both. So if I get that being fixed, because the corruption comes from where? From we. We are using those resources, non-renewable, and make things happen badly. Then, after I is K, is knowledge. Knowledge is practice what you have learned. If you ask anyone graduate from university, what you practicing from your professional, from your expertise, or from your studies, he or she will say 5%. It's not enough. So we need to practice what we have learned. And the mosque and the church, from family, from my parents, what they have taught us, what have we been raised of, to put them in practice. That's power. When knowledge, put them in practice. You have PhD. If you're not putting that knowledge into practice, you are permanent head damage. That's called PhD. Then H, human being. Those acronyms, I'm putting them on the front of me. Daily life. Say, Sheikh Abdulaziz, how you are sustainable? I said, it's about how you sleep, how you eat, how's your attitude, how's your behavior, how you respect people. How you respect a child. If you convince a child, you can convince the whole planet. If you can make a change of yourself first, then the whole planet will change. So this is Green Sheikh.
Wow, thank you very much. Amazing. So I've had the great pleasure of hanging out with Sheikh Abdulaziz over the last few days.
Let's stand up, relaxed. All day we're sitting. Let's enjoy having nice people here, having good time. It's a beautiful setup. Thank you for this meeting.
So just to say that, what I've experienced, certainly from you, you've welcomed me and our friends into your heart. You introduced us to your family, to your retreat. You've been a very welcoming and inviting, conscious leader, and I really appreciate that. But what's your vision for sustainability, and how might that vision actually meet these things that we are calling the Sustainable Development Goals?
We have abundance of things around us. People, creatures, resources, money, trees, everything. How to manage that? It's a complex. It's all about communication. It's about respect. And the most how to sustain things is gratitude. We want to make the blessing of your children. Thanks God for that blessing. Because with the gratitude, you will be sustained. If you are a single and you're not get married, you're unsustainable. Because when you die, who's going to take your name? Who can take your step? You don't have. So if you're a single person, find a spouse, please, or a partner. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to everyone. You look so attractive. What I'm saying, yes, sustainable is about building families, right? Children, because they are your treasure. Then you're doing all day, night for whom? For those beautiful family you have. This is the most expensive and the most richest. So they will not follow you, but they will follow their internal steps, what they can, but you can guide them. As I said, children and young people, they go fast, but they don't know the way. We need to guide them.
Tell us about your personal journey. Tell us about what has spoken to your heart for you to want to be able to change the world through this issue we're calling a climate crisis.
My background, engineering, especially chemical engineering, petroleum engineering, and I graduated from Sandhurst as well in 1990. So I'd have engineering background, military background, adventure background. Then I work in oil and gas. 1996, I said, no more oil and gas. I want to transform myself from a polluter to protector. Why? It comes up. Thank you. And I went to the GM, he's from British Petroleum. I told him, listen, Peter Carr, I'm going to leave this company, the petroleum company or gas. I'm going to leave. He's from British Petroleum. He said, good for you, Sheikh. I was like, where do you want to go? I said, I'll be environmentalist. He said, good for you, keep going. So it's not about good for you. No, it's good for others who want to come, because we are living in a short period of time. 60 years, 70 years. What the impact are you going to leave in this? I took 40 guests to the camp in the desert. It's a small visit, but to see the impact and transformation is not about environment, it's about ourselves, how we can contribute globally. We saw the universe, we saw Jupiter. So we are connected to the universe, we're connected to the sand, we are connected to ourselves. So that's, even earlier than that, I was a scuba diver. And diving, well, of course, when we dive, we don't do this. Or like this. This is the swimming, right? So we dive with your fins. And as a metaphor, as analogy, I saw a corals. Something happened to that corals. Some color change. I came closer to that corals, and that corals talked to me, Sheikh Abdulaziz. We are sick. By the way, the corals is the most sensitive creatures on the planet to tell you what the planet is about. So they are indicators. They are sensors. If they are sick, the planet is sick. Full stop. So they said, please, Sheikh Abdulaziz, help us. We need somebody from a human being, go back to the land and speak up. Do something, because we have some damages. At that moment, really, I said, I want to do voluntarily. I don't want to go into business. I want to go into the government. I want to establish a society that's with NGOs, bringing up from grassroots. At that time, from 50 people, the volunteers contributed to 5,000 people within 3 years. At that time, when we go to the government, I don't go one person. There are 50 people with me, 60 people with me from oil sector. They left that companies and they joined forces with me. How we can make difference, how we can be part of, with you, Sheikh Abdulaziz, the vision. So this has really changed me and put me more in a vision, right, to make a difference, not just through me, through an organization. I established a Green Sheikh Academy to train, not anyone, 1% to the SASI, who really can impact, who can make a difference. I cannot bring anybody being selected where they can have sort of influence, who can demonstrate morals and character and intelligence and talent, all combined. They can go to their community, they can move them, shake them, push them in a positive way. Soft power, not aggressive power. Aggressive power doesn't work. Not Greenpeace. You need soft power. You use your conscious, the unconscious power. There are many ways. Bring the children, they can talk. They can change the world. When they bring children, go to the place for decision maker, they listen to them. They are shakers and they are movers. So we learn from them.
I don't know about you, but I'm burning up in this sun. Are you happy for us to just move back a bit again?
Of course.
You please take the stage.
No, I'll go with you.
I'm going to pass out in a minute.
We have to sacrifice both of us.
What are the challenges and the opportunities then? Because, you know, we're here in the UAE. We're hearing, you know, quite a bit of negative press about the president of COP. We're hearing there's a, you know, trying to stop the fact of phasing out fossil fuels. What is your take on that? And then perhaps you could tell me more about what the opportunities and the problems are and why.
Let's say, okay, let me, you
Please,
just
please,
relax.
please, please. Thank you.
It's my turn. When people criticize the president who brought you here, we all came together, it's not about him. It's about how he facilitates. He used to found a master. Whatever master works, it's working or not, but he founded a master. Then the oil and gas has some struggles. No struggle in everything, they are good benchmark, but they have some like flaring, some to bring nitrogen neutral or net zero carbon, for example. But again, being selected this person to go oil and gas, not just to promote oil and gas, to see what part of sustainability and can add renewable energy into those businesses. And he's the right person to make decision with the government, and the government, the leaders tell them, do this or not do this. He's following the leaders' decisions. The country, UAE, is so beautiful. Who lives here? Do you find it nice country or bad country? Why? What the reason? Number one, safe. I can leave my wife 3 o'clock in the morning, can walk outside. Nobody can harass her. Nobody can talk to her. Nobody can harm. Nobody can really make any attach. Why this bring? This is brought from people who live and work day and night to make this country as safe as possible. From the airport, from the airplane, till you take your luggage, how many minutes you take? Half an hour? 1 hour? Depends. Sometimes, even I don't show my passport, it takes me 20 minutes. Somewhere advanced country, take me 3 hours. Why? Because in this, to facilitate the guests and the people to come safe, fastest, and more comfort. It's not need technology, it's need communication. So we're building this country 50 years from where? We don't have money. We need to bring money from oil and gas to build schools, infrastructure, to bring all here to make this conference happening. But we know that one day, these resources will go. So we have to build in parallel renewables to match with this, a mix. Clean energy, renewable energy. Fossil fuel is there, but one day will go. So we cannot stop one time. 30, 40 years, I believe you, I believe in that, it will have the full transformation to use the best renewable. But we cannot do it now. There is political, economical, social. Till now, the grassroots, if you come to the UAE, you want to see solar panels in the house. Can you see? You cannot. From the airplane, you will see only, might be some government or green buildings, but from the grassroots, still not ready. Not ready. So there's a gap. When I was in Australia 2002 doing my PhD, every house I see from the top, solar energy. The extra of energy go back to the company and they give them extra money because they are off grid sometimes and they get more supercharge of these kilowatts. Again, it's a compromise and it's a complex issue. To be sustainable 100%, I believe you challenge you impossible. What the challenge is people still not putting in practice. When I say practice. The young people looking for a model. How many Green Sheikh are there? It's not for me. Green Sheikh is not for me. For the generation, they can do better than me. I'm designing a cloning to clone myself. To be one in Africa, to be one in Australia. Josh in Africa, he's taking my principles. He already have, but he been inspired. Nick from Canada, he's been inspired. I'm not laughing at him, but I'm really doing something authentic. And I challenge you with even integrity. These two things is important. Authenticity, integrity. I challenge, and most businesses, they don't have them too. Okay? They have something, agenda behind. So we don't lie. We need to be honest. And it's not easy. It's challenging to make that balance. Okay? So shall I do this with a minimum impact? That's the best. With minimum impact I can do. So the challenges is there. Decision makers are, our leaders are doing their best. But who implement, how they understand, little bit, sometimes takes time.
Sheikh Abdulaziz, thank you. We have to end it here because they have a very tight program. But thank you for your wisdom, thank you for opening up, and thank you for clearing some misunderstandings for us about fossil fuels and the phasing out of that. It's been a pleasure.
It's pleasure is mine.
Thank you very much indeed.
They said when you want to go to heaven, first go to hell.